So I'm gonna make the assumption that you're a creator. Maybe you do design, maybe you're a filmmaker, maybe you're a musician, maybe you write movie scripts. But whatever it is, if you want to continue to be a creator, you probably need to form some kind of business around your creativity. Because if you're not getting paid for your creative efforts in some kind of way, then those creative efforts are likely to stop eventually. And so is the process by which a lot of creatives end up becoming creative entrepreneurs. They have to start businesses so that they can continue to be creative. But there's a problem, because a creative person is not exactly out the box the perfect person to run a business. The tools and the skills by which we became a creator are not necessarily the exact tools and skills we'll need to make a business around that creativity. Of course, we have a leg up because we know how to make things, and a lot of building a business is marketing and sales, and marketing and sales is made so much more easy if you're a creative person. So I started this company, which is a creative business with some advantages and some natural disadvantages, and I've had to learn the whole way. One of the things that I've recently learned and started doing is I had to create my org chart, which is something that I think is pretty important for any creative entrepreneur, is to figure out your org chart. Now, an org chart or an organizational chart is an itemization of all the necessary roles in your business, what needs to get done, and the people who are responsible for getting it done. And even if you are a creator of one, even if you don't have a team yet, it's important to have an org chart. An org chart will not only show you what your team will look like once you have a team, so you know exactly what key hires you need to make, and you can prioritize which hires are more important than others, but you also know what you need to be doing until you have that team. Because as a creative entrepreneur, it's easy to get lost and distracted by shiny objects and not really know what you should be doing at any given time. So you want to have a pretty well-defined column of responsibility for yourself until you start building out your team. Even though we're a team of 3 here at Indepreneur, I still need to do an org chart so I know what we all need to be doing. And that's why I've started our official organizational chart. And here is what it looks like. Okay. So if this seems messy, it's because it is messy, but I'm going to explain every little bit of it. So here at the top of the org chart, we have an owner operator. That's OO. Now, when you start any business, you tend to want to call yourself a CEO or the president, but you're really just an owner operator. You don't become a CEO until you have a team of executive level employees to manage. Anyways, working in tandem with the CEO, we have these top level roles. Now, we need accounting so that our books are ready and our taxes are paid. We need an agency lead to oversee all of the agency clients we have and make sure their needs are met. We need a chief marketing officer to make sure that our product is growing and that we're getting the word out about what we do. And then we need a product manager to make sure that our product is sound, that if it's not growing, that we can fix it, make it better, and then continue to grow it. This is how our organization is structured. Now, underneath the marketing officer, there is this team, content manager, sales manager, and product manager that work together. Product manager is responsible for our website, .io, our community, which is on Facebook, and our support. Now, until we have roles for every single one of these responsibilities, the product manager has to get them done. Similarly, until we have a product manager, CMO, agency lead, and accountant, the owner operator is responsible for it. So these roles fold up depending on the size of our organization. Then we have a sales manager who is responsible for traffic, like ads, getting people to our key website pages, and conversion. Now, this conversion person is responsible for working with the website person to make sure that when people go to the website, they're seeing information that's relevant to them that might help them make a purchasing decision. Serving both the traffic and conversion goal is a copywriter, someone who's great at writing compelling words. And underneath the sales manager is a sales specialist, someone who can help people with a purchasing decision if they're about to make one. Underneath conversion, we should have an email manager and a data analyst, someone to analyze the data about the growth of our product and someone who can write all of the email marketing. And of course, that person person works with copy. Then underneath the content manager, we need a video editor, an audio editor, a social media specialist, someone responsible for syndicating all of our content across social, and then also a graphic designer. Underneath the agency lead, we have account managers, people who meet with clients on a weekly basis, making sure that they know what's getting done and what's going to get done next week. Also, these people will be responsible for top-level strategy for client accounts, making sure that specialists are working on tasks that are relevant to the client's goal. And under them, we have many specialists who are responsible for completing the agency work that needs to get done and is strategized by the account manager. This is what our organization looks like if we have all of our roles defined. Now, there's probably stuff I'm forgetting. This is a rough draft, but that's our business. And I show it to you because I should have done this 2 years ago when Indepreneur started. But I think I can help you do an org chart for your business, any creative business. And that's what I want to help you do right now. So let's erase all this and spin up something that makes more sense for you. Now, let's consider that for an artist to be successful, you need a few things. Obviously, as an artist, you need to market yourself, which means you need someone who's in control of ads, publicity and press, social media, kind of generic posting schedules, email and messenger communication with your fans, partnerships with other brands that might help market your music, and data. You need to have a handle on the data behind your fan base. We're gonna use orange for marketing realm of responsibility. This is where all those marketing tasks go. Now, we know you also need to probably do some touring. Touring is a major revenue source for almost every successful artist. It's how us artists often make money after record labels take all the recording money. So for touring, you need someone who is handling your booking and your outreach. You probably also need someone underneath them who's handling your press kits and the materials they use to generate interest in booking. Then you need someone planning out your logistics. What radio stations and colleges are you going to promote at when you're in town? Where are you sleeping? How much is the gas from place to place? What does your tour route look like? So you need a logistics person. Then you need someone to manage everything while you're on the road. So you need a tour manager. And then you probably need someone managing all the merchandise and the budgeting of everything so that you're not running out of merch on the road. You're maximizing how many email signups and customer data you're getting back from the merch table. So let's use blue for that. And then lastly, we know that you need to create product. Product is very important for a musician. If you're not making music, what's it all about anyways? For a musician, you need to write songs, you need to produce the music, which might include recording vocals at a studio and stuff like that. Then you need to get it mixed and mastered, and then you need someone to handle all of the rights and registration for those works. So we're gonna use green for that. This marker is bullshit. There we go, a nice chunky green. So here's you, right? You're the creator, the owner, operator, the person at the top of the food chain. Now here you might have a marketing manager, someone who's going to oversee, wrangle, and be responsible for all the roles in the marketing realm. Their direct reports are someone like an ad technician, right? A publicist slash press person, someone who's handling your fan communication, handling email and messenger. Someone who's doing maybe some development for you, like changing your website or setting up a Shopify store for your brand. Someone responsible for strategic partnerships, and someone responsible for keeping track of all your data and analyzing it for key opportunities. And all of these people report up to the marketing manager who reports to you, the creator. Now, if you don't have a big enough music career or a big enough fan base to facilitate this kind of structure, guess what? The marketing manager's doing all these roles, and if you don't have a marketing manager, you're doing all these roles. Similarly, for touring, you might have your touring manager who's going to actually go out on the road with you and help make sure it goes off without a hitch. They're overseeing a booking manager, a logistics person or a planner, a merch person who is responsible for the sales on the road, a creative or a graphic designer who's going to make your press kit to entice venue owners to book you. Now, on the road, you might have someone like a videographer or a photographer there to capture everything and use it as content in your marketing. But either way, all these roles fit within the touring realm of responsibility, which is the touring manager's responsibility. And if you don't have a touring manager, it's all you. And then for product, right? Maybe someone at the top here would be like a producer. Typically in a recording environment, the producer is the manager for that entire realm of responsibility. So if you don't have your songs written yet, the producer is gonna be on your ass to finish those. You might also have a rights and registration manager or an intellectual property manager who's gonna see to it that everything that the producer creates is registered. And I'm not gonna do all that out because you pretty much get the idea by now. You position yourself at the top, you figure out what the major realms of responsibility are, and then you figure out what roles go within those realms of responsibility. Then you figure out the general structure of how that's all organized so that you know, hey, once I start making a little bit of money, I'm probably gonna wanna hire a marketing manager. And then when that starts making even more money, I'm probably gonna wanna start hiring out the more necessary or time-consuming roles under them. This is the way in which an organizational chart helps you see the future. You have your org chart to kind of tell you what you need to be doing, what you should be focusing on. This way you're finding out what's important to you now while you have that clarity of mind, and then when things get all hectic throughout your recording schedule and your normal day-to-day life, you're not lost. You know when it's time to come back to work, what things you need to be focusing on. That's why an organizational chart is a key tool for growing any business, but it's not exciting, it's kind of boring, which is why a lot of people don't do it. Let's put this thing away. So, this may not be the exciting part of being a creative. This may not be the best microphone under $400. This might not be the one weird trick in Facebook ads that explodes your fan base. But it is super, super, super important, and not enough people are talking about it. If you know the key roles that are in your creative business and the creative business that you want to build, leave them in the comments, man. I'd love to steal your ideas. And if you don't know, do an org chart today. Start getting it out on paper. Even if it's going to change completely by the next year, at least you have something out there that you can reference and do better because of. With that said, I've been Circa for Full Stack Creative. If you liked this video, if it was helpful at all, please like the video. Subscribe, ring the bell if you want to get more videos like this. And above all else, if you want to build a creative business, one where you're not working for some asshole who has no idea what you should be doing in the first place, then follow the tips that I'm recommending because they've been super helpful to building the dream life that I've always wanted to live. One where I get to be creative every single day and no one can tell me what to do. And I'll see you in the next video. Peace.